Hi, I'm Ray Morgan. Welcome to Raising Veg. Hi, welcome back to the allotment. It's a nice sunny day, but we did have a bit of a severe frost last night. Fortunately, as you know, I've earthed up my potatoes and my peas have been covered in netting, so I'm very fortunate the frost didn't get to them. But there's one or two others that were not quite so fortunate, and I can show you what happened. As you can see, I earthed up my potatoes and covered the peas. 24 hours later we had a severe frost, and I'll show you on somebody else's little plot. This is what happens to potatoes when they get hit by frost. So it's May Day weekend, and we're still not out the woods yet. So I still have to be a little bit more cautious. I think I'll give it another week maybe before I start doing too much. Certainly I won't be putting me soft plants out. So there you go. It doesn't take much before you can lose the whole lot. Yeah, I think they'll be okay though. They've lost the tops, but there'll be enough there on the plants to recover. But yeah, it's a good job they weren't any higher. So there you go. That's one of the problems that we have to face when we're trying to grow stuff on an allotment. Maybe a nice sunny day, and then suddenly at night time you get this sudden drop in temperature and you can lose everything. So you've just a matter of watching weather forecasts really and try and keep ahead of it. Okay, today's jobs, I'll take you over. I've got another plot besides this one, which I took on a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It's in a bit of a state, but I'm getting there slowly. So let's just take a look at it and I'll explain what I'm going to do today. Okay, this is my other plot. It's not quite as big as the other one. As you can see, I've just had a run through with the till of the hun, as I call it, just breaking it up. This bit of ground has some large stones. About 12 inches down there's a big clay bed that runs across diagonally, and the last couple of years what I try to do is dig down, lift about an inch of the clay to the surface. Here we go, look, you can see. Try and break it up, mix it in, and hopefully in a couple of years or so I can get some, there you go, look, a little bit deeper down. I also take off bags and bucketfuls of stones. I'm getting there. The stones are getting smaller. They never disappear, but they just get smaller. The biggest problem we have up here is couch grass, and as you can see here, this is or was a strawberry bed which is completely overgrown with this couch grass. Yeah, it's just a pain in the neck. I've got some raspberry canes, we've got some black currants. So what we're doing is working it bit by bit. Now what I'm hoping to do here, as you can see, this piece here that I've turned over, this top end I've been working for the last 3 years, so it's not too bad. It's this end which has not been worked very well or for very long, and this is where all the hard clay stuff and the stones, and so I'm slowly digging it back and getting out as much of the couch grass as I can get. Eventually clear this lot, and I'm hoping to make another video later on in the year. What I want to do is these are good strawberries. They're El Santas, and they produce some beautiful strawberries. So what I'm going to try, I've never done it before, I'm going to try and grow some new plants from the actual strawberries, the seeds that are on the strawberries, and I might try and make a video of that later on in the year. But in the meantime, I'm not totally sure what I'm doing with this at the moment. Certainly there is going to be 2 rows of canes which will be going in for climbing beans and runner beans, French climbing beans and runner beans. But how long to make the rows, I'm not too sure yet. I've got tomatoes to go in here, and also some cucumbers. So for the time being, I'm just going to try and plan it out, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I think I've worked out what I'm going to do now. You can see the green poles, they are going to be where my tomatoes are. That's 8 tomato plants. The trellis, I shall be growing my cucumbers. I always grow up my trellis here. So I've got cucumbers, tomatoes, and the 4 canes. These are going to be 2 rows of 1 row of French beans, and the other row, I think what I will do is half French beans and half runner beans. So we tend to eat more French beans, climbing beans, than runners, so that's roughly marked out. So what I've got to do now is put the canes in and tie them together, and I'll show you that when it's finished. Right, we have 2 lines of canes. You can see I've tied 1 row in. The other row I shall have to finish off tomorrow. I always prefer, as you can see, straight cross members. I always prefer to grow my beans in vertical frames rather than wigwams or A-frames. I like to be able to get both sides of the plant and the lines for weeding and watering and anything else. So anyway, let's give you some idea of how I do my frames, and I'll finish the other one off tomorrow, and probably in a couple of days I'll be planting them up. So anyway, that'll do for now, until the next time.